Okay, this video is to remind you that if maybe you have a relative, a mom or a dad or a grandpa that has some baseball memorabilia, it might be worth it to make sure and check that they don't have signed pieces, stuff that has autographs on it that could make it even more valuable. And the reason why I thought about this was about 3 weeks ago, I was going through some of my effects and I saw this press pass that reminded me of being able to go to the Dream Game of 1987. It was actually like an old timers game that was put on by a hospital in Phoenix, Arizona. And I had my own TV show on NAU TV, Northern Arizona University TV. And so I got a press pass to go. I went and it was an awesome time. We saw some of these great old timers and I took a bunch of pictures and it was really special. I mean, I got to meet some of my favorite Dodgers from Dodgers lore, like Johnny Padres and Larry Sherry. I got to visit with, one of the great Dodger broadcasters, Jerry Doggett, and an amazing guy, Felipe Alou, I got to see. And so it was just it was a great day. I had this press pass in a photo album, and it was in there for about 35 years. And I was taking some things out, and I thought maybe I'd put this in plastic. And when I turned it over, I saw that I had two autographs that I had forgotten about completely. And I want you to see if you don't think these are pretty cool autographs. Can you read those? The top one is a guy that played for the 1962 San Francisco Giants, but he also played for the 1956 New York Yankees, and he pitched the only perfect game in World Series history. I got Don Larson's autograph on the back of this press pass, and I vaguely remember it. Now, the signature on the bottom is also very important to baseball history. He was a pretty good pitcher, also for the New York Yankees. He is more well known for writing a famous book called Ball 4. So that's Jim Bouton. Jim Bouton was the keynote speaker at a banquet for the 1987 Dream Game, and he was there in his Yankees uniform, and he signed an autograph for my best friend, and I think I just put my press pass out there, and he signed it as well. Don't ask me how come. I have a press pass from the 62 Dodgers and the Giants, and I didn't get all of these guys' signatures. A lot of times when you're in the press, you don't walk around and get signatures. Sometimes, it's okay. I know guys that have done it before, and I've done it. But for some reason, I've got these two great Yankee legends. I didn't know that I had this for 35 years. So yes, I am putting this in plastic. Here's another autograph that I've completely forgot about, and it was in a box for about 25 years. And it was just with all the other sporting news that I decided to keep. I'm a pack rat, and I kept a lot of these issues. I threw a lot of them away. I wished I hadn't have. But this one I had, and then I realized that in 1981, March 7th, shortly after, I took this to the spring training game along with a baseball card and something else. And I actually had Billy Martin's signature on it. This was in a box away from my autograph stuff for about 25 years. I didn't realize that I had it. And when I did, I thought, man, this is a really great find. I should put this in a frame. I'm not that big of an Oakland fan, and so it's not that big of a deal to me, but it is in the sense that when you have somebody that's as legendary as the great Billy Martin, and he signed your sporting news, I think that's a pretty cool find. Now, one of the things that I used to do is I would get basically autographs on anything. I've got some of these programs, and they're autographed up. Just on this one alone, I see Dave Kingman, Mike Champion, Mark Lee, George Hendrick. I see Mike Dupree, Bob Davis, Gene Richards. If you're a Padres fan from the 70s, those are names that'll mean something to you. If not, you don't know who these guys are. But of course, obviously, Dave Winfield, George Hendrick. You might know Gene Richards. But one of the things that I used to do is I'd get signatures all the time. And I realized that there were several instances where I had gotten autographs in the program, and there's actually look really pretty cool. That's a really nice autograph from Randy Jones. I bug these guys for autographs like you wouldn't believe. I go to this 1980 spring training program, and I didn't get any autographs on the outside, but I opened it up, and for some reason I got Bob Fontaine, who was the general manager, but there's a really cool autograph. There's Jerry Coleman, the former manager of the San Diego Padres. I was skipping past this page, and I realized that I had Dave Winfield at the top. And I don't know if you guys know this, but if you look at his signature, he always signs it as David Winfield, and that's because that's his name. But that's my name too, and I thought that was kind of cool. But I looked up at this, and there it is. That's a very, very nice Ozzie Smith signature next to an Ozzie Smith photo. Here's a program from 1978. At the top, it's got Padres pitcher Brent Strom and Padres player Gene Richards. Open it up, and I'm scrolling through it, and it's got a very, very nice autograph of Raleigh Fingers. I go a little bit farther into the program. And again, there was really no rhyme nor reason. I think it was just the program of the day. There's Bob Ochinko. Anybody remember Bob? He was a good pitcher for the Padres. And here, I've got a very nice signature of David Winfield and Oscar Gamble. This last one I'm going to show you is just as confusing to me as it probably will be to you, but I have no idea where I got this autograph, and it was just literally last week that I kind of did this discovery. I have, for the longest time, have had this Bob Gibson card. And it was just in a box with regular cards. I hadn't even put it into plastic. And the reason why was, I don't know why, I thought that my brother had signed the Bob Gibson card as a goof. He would do stupid stuff sometimes, just like we all do. And if you watch any of my videos, you'll see a bunch of dumb stuff that I did with memorabilia. But I thought he signed this. I went and I looked up Bob Gibson's signature. That's a real Bob Gibson autographed card from, I think that you guys will know that. Is that 1972? That's a 1972 Bob Gibson card, probably just shortly before he retired. I have never met Bob Gibson. I actually got to stand next to Bob Gibson in 1982 on the last day of the season, my very first press pass. I was in the locker room when the Atlanta Braves beat the San Diego Padres, and Joe Morgan had hit a home run against the Los Angeles Dodgers, and the Braves got into the playoffs. I stood next to Bob Gibson. That was pretty dang cool. I have no idea where I got this card, who gave it to me. I don't know if somebody gave it to me a while back. I have no idea. But anyway, if it's your card, call me and I'll give it back. I have no idea how I acquired a Bob Gibson autograph card. But like I say, lots of the stuff that I have is autographed. And again, when we used to go out and we get everything autographed in the world, this is just a hodgepodge of autographs. And I think the only person I didn't get autographed, I got Dave Winfield's autograph probably 20 times. And on the one thing that had his face on it, I didn't get his autograph on it. But if you look at that, you can see Oscar Gamble, Ozzie Smith, Rick Sweet, Chuck Estrada, Mike Dupree, Whitey Wiedelman, Darryl Thomas, Vida Blue, Brian Greer, Alvin Dark, Gene Richards, Jerry Turner, Don Alfano, Tony Castillo, and Phil Roof. I've got all these autographs on this page. I can show you more. If you guys want to see more of my videos, I'm going to be making a few until I kind of run out of things to do videos about. But if you like this, I would appreciate it if you would let me know in the comments and tell me about some of the stuff that you have too. Or if you saw anything here, I'll be going through some of my other stuff if you think it's interesting. All right? Thank you guys.